And welcome back. This is Matt in the Hat, and I am playing Enderal. Complete conversion for Skyrim. And I have just beaten a mud elemental, albeit that it took a heck of a lot. I needed my healing and all sorts of resources to do it. But I managed. Does not surprise me in the least that we have some people here, and we've just got some new shoes. I don't have to walk around with bare feet. And last episode we did get our robe. So now we don't have to walk around with a bare chest either. Which is very handy. A lot of barrels and boxes with nothing in them. I think we already looted this, yes, okay. Very good. So, apparently Enderal is a dangerous place. So, healing. Save clearly. Vin. Okay. Wow, it's very bright. Okay. Collect pumpkins to hasten health regeneration. Collect mana fungi to hasten the regeneration of mana. Okay. Sounds like a plan. Pumpkin. Pumpkin. We'll maintain our sneaking just in case there's anything dangerous around here, because we're dangerously low on health. It's very pretty. Okay, there's stuff down there. More pumpkin. 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 You receive 5 learning points, 4 crafting points, and 1 memory point. Think health for the moment. Some mana fungi. Don't think I saw any of that. It's kind of hard to see because, oh, there's more. 2. Iron Tower. Wow. This is quite the place. I don't think there's a better way to go. Okay. Found a way out of the derelict temple and got into a gorge. It seems as if I finally arrived in Enderal. Nevertheless, I feel weird. Where do these strange abilities which I suddenly have stem from? Magic? This power? Perhaps that dream, that near-death experience which I had before waking up in the bay, is connected to all of that. In any case, I should try to find a way out of this gorge first, then I will take it from there. Good plan, good plan, solid plan. Like to find a shield, that would be nice. Okay. Bowl of Ancient Nation. Goblet of Ancient Nation. Okay, all of this stuff can probably be sold. Flame Bite. Goblets. Ancient Crystal Coin. Take them. More creatures. Okay, so that's clearly a trap. Okay, well, let's see if we can lure this guy. Into the trap. Come on. Come on. Yes. That's the way. Okay. Old sword. Arrows. Ambrosia. It's good. 1 of 100 magical symbols collected. Cool, so I can collect some stuff. I like that. Oh we go through the door, let's check out this area. Potion. Okay. Vagrant dress. I've got. Ooh, it's got some armor. Okay. And looks a bit more substantial, but it's basically the same amount of armor. Okay. Sure. Sounds like there could be wolves nearby. Need to be a little bit careful. So a wolf? Looks like a wolf. Is it a dog? I don't know. Wolf. Life absorption. Cool. We'll take those things. Onwards. See anything, but something sees me. Hard fights require tactics. Press M2 while blocking to create a bash attack. Oh boy. Okay, so there's wolves. I don't know if I can from here. One down. You must be very hungry. Two down. There's a lot of arrows that I've used, but okay. Don't really know which way to go. Let's go this way for now. It's this hood. Yeah, I'll wear that. Light magic. Awesome. crabs. Crab shells? Sure, I mean... What is that sound? Very annoying. Alright, so we've got some heavy leather boots. And some heavy leather armor. Nice. Now we're talking. Man, those river crabs are feisty. Mooncat. Okay. With, yeah. Berries. I hear something. Oh, I see something. Vinroot. Okay. That's cool. Another ice claw. More wild berries. seem to be much here. Where is that coming from? Ow. Hi. That scared the goodness out of me. Skeletons, elementals. Golly. Well, what are you? Are these people friendly? Answers marked with carry the story forward.
Now would you look at that? I knew I'd seen someone scrambling in the mountains. What brings you here, my sir?
That's a long story. Why am I here? And who are you?
Who am I? Finn Delires, apothecarius by my path. Pleased to meet you. And you are at Sun Coast, in the south of Enderal. Where are you from? But wait, don't tell me. I know that accent. Nerim, isn't it?
There we go. Everything's locked up. At least for the night we should. Wait a second. Who's that?
Just an adventurer on his way. No reason to worry.
No reason to worry? For heck's sake, Finn. How do you know that this guy isn't with the bandits? You said you'd call me if anyone showed up. And now you're standing here, having a chat with him as if this were the bathing house of Ark.
Lo and behold, we are still alive. Now, is there anything else, Carbos?
I've got my eye on you. Touch any of our stuff, and you'll regret it. Unbelievable.
May I present Carbos, as he lives and breathes. Sorry about that just now. That's just how he is. In any case, if you don't need any more help, I'd suggest you move on. Follow the way east behind the dam house. It'll lead you to a village called Riverville. Ah, here, take this. Truth be told, you don't look so healthy. Your eyes... well, whatever.
Okay. What about my eyes?
There's something peculiar about you. I don't know how else to say it. I would examine you myself, but we don't have the right equipment with us. So if I were you, I'd ask a priest in Riverville to have a look at you. Who knows? Maybe you caught something in that temple.
Yeah, it's possible. So what's your story?
Us? Oh, nothing spectacular, I'm afraid. We gather herbs, but tomorrow we're going back north, to League. You should stop by one day if you're in the area. Someone who scours Pyrian ruins and survives could surely be useful to the apothecary and help us find some things.
Can you tell me more about this region?
What can I tell you? This is the Sun Coast, in the south of Enderal. A pretty peaceful area, except for all the animals and bandits that have recently started going crazy. And, well, that's pretty much it. I think you should ask the people in Riverville if you want to know more. They certainly have some stories to tell.
I'm sure that they do. And are there places that might be of
To an
interest to an
adventurer?
adventurer?
If you ask me, what you need before you adventure anywhere is some good old-fashioned shut-eye. But yes, there are some places. The Three River Watch, for example, right there below the stone arch.
Excuse me.
It was once an old trading post, but now it's full of shady characters. Ah, and there's also a big Pyrian ruin south of it.
Alright. You said you were apothecarius by my path. What do you mean by my path?
By the Black Guardian. You really are an outlander, aren't you? My path is... well, it's just me path. My role designated to me by Malthus. A kind of calling, if you will.
Alright. A role designated by Malthus? You mean the gods assign your professions to you?
Not exactly. Malthus designates our place in society. Generally the same one our fathers and forefathers occupied. I walk the path of the erudites. And there's also the manufacturers, the sublimes, and, of course, the pathless. Within these roles, we are free to choose a profession, but certain vocations that are available to an erudite are not permitted to a manufacturer, which is one path below. However, below does not mean that it is in any way inferior. Everyone on Enderal does what they do best, and who would know better than the gods what exactly that is?
Okay. But aren't you frustrated by being bound to that path? Sure.
In the folly of my youth, I might have thought about it, yes. But then I realized that half of what goes wrong in this world has to do with the desire to advance. I am interested in living the righteous path and to contribute to the preservation of my people. That's enough for me, and only the faithful will be granted the eternal pass upon death.
Alright. Who are these pathless?
Men or women who have never received the path consecration, or those who have broken their path. Brigands, glimmer dust smugglers, murderers, well, you know.
In Narim, there's a rumor that the gods are dead.
And over here, there's a rumor that the Golden Queen has a weakness for men in gowns. Seriously, be careful with that kind of gossip. I know you don't mean any harm, but there are a few who might consider it heresy.
Just an idea. Yourself.
Maybe. But if I look at other countries, even within the civilized world, it's hard to find a people as peaceful as ours.
Can I trade some goods with you?
Yeah, why not? Show me what you've got. Maybe I have some things you can use.
It's possible. Alright. Don't know if these bowls are any good to me. They don't weigh that much. We'll sell a couple of my brutal longbows. There's no reason for me to keep them. Clothes. Random goblet. decreased stamina regeneration. Can't get anything for it. Iron pot. Get rid of that. Okay. Anything else that we can get rid of? We'll sell this old robe. Sword of 6. Sword of... Iron sword, damage 4. Old sword, damage 4. Oh, we'll hold on to that. We'll sell the old vagrant dress. And we'll sell 6 pickaxes, because we only really need 1. We'll keep that. Get rid of the rattled clothes. We'll get rid of these wooden books. That's a tool. Tool, ingots, scrolls, shoes. I'll get rid of some shoes. Okay. Ingredients, food. I'll probably use the rest of this for now. Don't really need these gauntlets. Tool. Clutter. Let's get rid of the clutter. Let's get rid of the clutter. Anything else? Clutter. Clutter. Cool. Seems pretty good to me. Now, does he have anything that I want? Yeah, there's a bunch of block things. Got 171. I mean, I don't know. Get one of those. Maybe a book on light magic. Value is 86. I don't have 86. Alright, we'll just sell you something for 1. Not the blueprint. Do we get rid of this amethyst? I don't know if I can use them later or not. You would know. I don't know. Okay. I mean, knives. I certainly don't need them. Alright, we'll sell them. And we'll buy your book on light magic. Cool. Anything else that we can do while we're here? I mean, this old sword, it weighs a lot. Let's get rid of that. Okay, seems good. No. What am I doing?
Don't mention it. I wish you a quick recovery and safe roads. Walk blessed.
Okay, well...
Don't mention it. I wish you a quick recovery and safe roads. Or can I clean all the tools?
Blazes, Finn, I'm playing. Don't bother me.
I guess that means no.
Don't get on my nerves.
By the righteous path? What happened to you? You look as if you've met the Black Guardian himself.
Yes, I suddenly have this kind of fever. Do you have any idea what it could be?
Fever? Well, there could be many causes. Wait a moment. I think I still have some grunt root. That should be enough to ease your pain, at least for now. Take a seat at the fire. The warmth might help you.
Alright.
Oh, so now we're brewing potions for complete strangers.
Well, if the strangers are about to die of fever, then yes. There was that oath we swore once, remember? To help the afflicted, to...
Whatever.
Thank you. Gruntroods, Gruntroods. Ah, here we go. So, let's see. Sheer cap, some water. Ha! Done. I can't make any promises,
Shit.
but...
Finn! The still!
Explore. Do something, damn it! Do something! Oh, no! Oh, sod it.
Do I really have to watch every step you take? That was a fucking close call.
Hey, I'm sorry, all right. We'll pick up a new one in Ark.
Yeah, you're paying for it. Here I thought this bloody day couldn't get any worse.
This day isn't getting any better. Here, drink this. It'll help you.
Alright.
See? You already look a lot better. Still, you should let a priest take a look at that fever as soon as possible. The grunt root potion will wane in a few days.
Thanks.
What? You mean the still? Bad quality. And too much heat, I'd wager. But, whatever will be, will be.
But the explosion, the voices, they were yours.
Explosion? I'm not sure I follow.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Finn Dalaris died in 8234. Cause of death, exploding still.
Ha ha. Look, I really don't know what you're talking about. Maybe...
Wait a second. What was that? I could have sworn I saw something moving over there. Oh shit!
What the? Carbos!
They've hit me, Finn. Those bastards. They've hit me.
Carbos! Do something, damn it! Do something!
So I saw the future.
Now look at that. Our mysterious survivor has awoken.
Oh man. I'll be happy to, get actually awaken and stay where I am for a while.
Jaspar Matumiel Delveric. Jaspar for short. And you, my friend, are at my very own campsite. Before you ask, yes, the bandits killed both of the apothecary. The only reason you're still alive is that the impact of the explosion threw you right into the thicket. Most of your injuries are only superficial, but your fever, well, that's a different story.
How do you know about the apothecary? Were you there when they were attacked?
I was on the perimeter. And no, I didn't help, for two reasons. One, I was outnumbered. Two, I'm quite fond of my entrails. I wish I had a more heroic answer, but I don't. Sorry.
You know
Quite
about
a
my
lot,
fever.
actually. You're suffering from Arcanist's fever. Honestly, I'm surprised the old apothecarius didn't see that. Let me guess, you're suddenly capable of doing things you previously knew only from the bard songs, right?
Something
You're
like that.
unusually strong, you have reflexes like a cat, and drinking potions or any kind of magically infused substance leaves a bitter afterglow in your head.
Yeah.
Well then, congratulations. Your magical talent just blossomed. A bit late, given your age, but it happens. Put simply, the fever is a result of your body not being able to cope with it.
Okay.
It's not much of a problem for now, but if you don't let an Arcanist treat you sometime soon, things are going to get grim.
Arcanist will be able to treat this.
Contain it, not cure it. From here on out, you're always going to be a little more sensitive than someone without magical gifts. But that's tolerable compared to what your magic will allow you to do.
What do you mean by a little sensitive?
Prone to certain conditions. As I said, your fever will get worse if you drink healing potions. But you'll also be a lot more susceptible to nightmares and those kinds of things. Also, you should be very cautious of areas with magical contamination, such as Thalgard in the east.
If I contain the fever but let it get worse, what are the consequences?
At first, diffuse headaches, general unease. Later on, your eyesight will blur, your limbs will grow weak, and you'll get a maddening itch all over your body. If you leave it untreated for too long, you'll either die or turn into an Orbaya.
Fever can kill
Yes,
me?
it can kill you. Everything has its price, as the wise hermit likes to say. And an Orbaya is basically a giant undead version of yourself with tumors and pus all over your body. Just never let the fever get too bad.
Got it. Are there any other remedies?
Well, there's ambrosia, but for an uncontained fever, it'll only postpone the symptoms. Later, you can drink it whenever the fever gets worse. The stuff looks and tastes like undead sweat, and is bloody expensive, but it's the only thing that really helps.
Huh, and what about these visions? Are they also caused by the fever?
You have visions?
For lack of a better word, yes. Ever since I had this fever, I get these strange premonitions of things which are about to happen. Are they also a symptom of the fever?
Not that I know of. The only visions I've ever had are those that come along with a good pipe of peaceweed.
Huh, funny.
You know what? As I said, someone needs to contain your fever as soon as possible. And as it happens, I know people. But in return, I want you to tell me everything. What did you do in that temple? And what's the story with those visions? I can't put my finger on it, but there's something strange about you, and that intrigues me. What do you say?
Alright, treatment for information. Sounds good.
Well then, the stage is yours. I see. My condolences for your loss. So, let me summarize. You somehow survived getting thrown into the open sea, and while you were half dead, had this dream in which you saw burnt bodies and a blinding light?
Yes, but it wasn't just a dream. It was more like a memory. The temple I saw in it was the same as the one in the valley.
And you also said that your magic didn't develop gradually, as it usually does, but all at once, right?
Right. After I washed up on shore, together with those visions.
Well, that's quite the story. I guess you know how absurd it sounds, but for some reason, I believe you. I've met a lot of liars in my life, and you aren't one of them. All right, it's settled then. I'll introduce you to my employer and ask him to treat you. Before we leave, however, there's something else I need to take care of, and I could use a hand. The sooner we get that done, the sooner we can make for Ark.
Okay, what's Ark?
Ark? The capital of this country? Walls high as towers of iron-hard stone rest alone in the mountains in granite enthroned. Never decaying, the ages surveying, guarded by Malphus, and blah 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 blah, and so on and so forth. You're going to see it soon.
Who is this employer of
Aren't
yours?
you curious? I work for the Holy Order.
For the Holy Order. You mean the enforcers of the Lightborn?
Yeah, but they're more than just a military unit here. Enderal belongs to Malphus, the guardian god, and the Order answers directly to him. In other words, they're calling the shots here. No king, no queen, no council. Just an order of noble warriors, always looking so stern and joyless that you might think they're struggling with constipation.
Oh, okay.
Splendid. You'll need some information before you can help me, though. I take it the fact that Vin has seen better times hasn't eluded your attention, has it? For the last 2 years, there have been wars and unrest everywhere. And even though in Enderal there's officially peace, there are peculiar things happening here, too. Normally docile animals and Vatirs attacking wanderers in the open. The dead awakening in hordes. It's unsettling, to say the least. Which has never happened before. And the same goes for the lost ones, the living dead. Until 2 years ago, they were a rather rare magical phenomenon. But now every other corpse not properly cremated starts walking again as if it were the most natural thing to do.
Doesn't
The
sound good.
strangest thing, however, is the Red Madness.
Do you think this chaos could be in any way related to the rumors about the Lightborn's death? Everyone in Nerion talks about them.
Yeah, the rumors. I've heard them too. And I could indeed imagine that they're true, and that there's a connection, yes.
Then you actually believe that someone did kill the gods?
As I said, maybe. If you ask me, the Lightborn were never more than imposters anyway. False gods.
What do Endralians think about that? And here I thought the Endralians were the most people...
Oh, I'm hardly representative. I've seen that a long life is only one of the things powerful magic can achieve. And the false deity theory isn't that new, after all, is it?
I guess not.
Seriously, say the Lightborn really are as mighty as the revelations say they are. Wouldn't they have the power to call down lightning on me right here and right now, to punish me for my insolence? No. The Lightborn were immortal kings, and that's all. At least, that's how I see it. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
You worry too
Splendid.
much.
You never know. But we digress.
Yes, we do. Mention something about the
Yeah.
Red Madness.
It's some kind of mental illness that makes people lose their mind. Just a couple of weeks ago, there was a smith in Ark who butchered his entire family. He was drunk, but that doesn't explain why he screamed things like "fear the light" while he was doing it. Or a young woman of noble path who set her own house on fire while her family was asleep. Now, you might say that these kinds of things happen, but by now there have been more than a dozen incidents in a very short period of time. The fact that the afflicted's eyes glow red while they go rampant has made people call the disease the Red Madness. Thing is, some weeks ago it happened again, only this time it was a magister from the Holy Order itself.
Okay.
A teacher who instructs the novices aspiring to become keepers. His name was Yarrow, a man with more than 60 winners on his back.
What did he do?
Well, according to the sole survivor, he entered the teaching room that day as usual, but instead of giving his lecture on alchemy, he gave a strange kind of speech where he kept going on about how mankind is corrupted and that it has succumbed to the void. Then his eyes started glowing, he locked the door and blew himself up in a magical explosion.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So what's your role in all this? You said you work for the Order, but I take it you're no monk.
I'm not one for vows and austerity, so no, I'm no keeper. My specialty is recovering lost things. Treasures,
Okay.
tomes, memories, and the like. And
Memories?
the Order hired me to do just that. They want to know how a man like Yarrow could fall victim to the Red Madness. And thus, if there's something like a pattern to this malady.
You're after his motives. But how can I help you with that? I don't know anything about
Doesn't matter.
Register.
Yarrow grew up in a small village not far from here, and according to the Order, he visited it quite often after his partner died. What I want your help with is finding clues as to why he did what he did. What do you think?
Alright.
Great. First of all, I want you to travel to Riverville and talk to an old man named Alfred, a childhood friend of Yarrow's. Ask him what he makes of the incident, and whether he has any explanation for it. Secondly, a farm boy told me that he saw Yarrow throw something into the sea during his last visit there. The winds have been blowing inland the last couple of days, so go search the shoreline and see if it washed up. I myself will take a look at the house Yarrow grew up in. Ah, and here. This is a map of the region. Yarrow's house is at the blue dot. So, unless there's anything else, I'd say let's step to it. Just meet me at the farm when you're done.
And at the risk of sounding heartless, you should head back to the apothecary's camp. Maybe the bandits left behind some equipment. If there's nothing else, I'd say off we go. Let's shed some light on this Yarrow and his motivations. Meet me at his old house when you're ready. I'll be waiting there.
Okay. Well, now's a good as time as any to make a new save and put a pause in the recording. I'll catch you later.